Welcome to my virtual world. I'm Marie and it's lovely to be with you. This inaugural video will just take you through a gentle yoga practice to help ground and center and open you. And it's in this more balanced state that you can better cope with the challenges that life and the world throws your way. Get settled into your practice space. If you have blocks, have them at hand. If not, be creative, improvise, see what you've got around the house. You might just find that you want a folded blanket or a towel, and if you're tight, you might want a strap or maybe even a chair. It will be no surprise to those who are familiar with my classes that we are going to start with a rhythmic moving and breathing series. So without further ado, let's move, motivate and meditate. Okay, we're going to settle back on our mat. Normally in a class situation, we'd be over bolsters and blocks with the chest open. You can either just roll up a blanket or a towel and bring that under your spine. This just opens the chest more and encourages deeper, stronger breathing. But know that the movements that we're going to be doing soon will do that anyway. So let's just pause to bring the soles of the feet together along our center line, allowing the knees to float out to the side. I want you to tuck the tail down towards the heels to lengthen the lower back without pushing the lower back into the earth. I want you to walk the shoulder blades down the ribs so that you really lengthen the back of the neck. If you find your chin wants to poke up to the ceiling, just bring a folded towel under the back of the neck so you can keep it long and relaxed. I want you to just feel the distribution of weight through the back of the body. The aim is to bring even distribution of weight through the left and the right sides. The left and the right sides of the pelvis, the left and the right sides of the shoulders, even the outer edges of the feet and the back of the hands. I want you to just pause and feel that you're relaxing into the floor with each breath out. So let the floor hold you rather than holding yourself in this position on the floor. There's a difference. I want you to surrender to gravity, and with each breath out, just melt, be heavy. Then bring your awareness round the body and have a look at your ability to relax and let go at the start of this session. Maybe you'll be aware of tensions. As you become aware of holdings and tensions and tightnesses in the body, just allow them to disperse with each breath out. Know that being aware of tension goes a long way in allowing you to release it. Awareness comes first. I want you to just slowly connect with the breath and just stay with the rhythm of the breath, feeling the gentle rise as you breathe in, the gentle fall of the breath out. And as you just stay here, scanning the body gently, connecting with the floor and the earth that's supporting you, connecting with your breath so you center. I'm going to just go through the benefits of this series. This rhythmic moving and breathing series will help you ground and center, open and balance. It brings you into your central nervous system, out of the fight and flight mode, into rest and digest, so you can begin to heal and restore. These coordinated movements that we're going to do very soon will help redress uneven and asymmetrical imbalances in the body. I often refer to this as a brain yoga moving meditation. The cross-patterning movements play an important part in integrating the two hemispheres of the brain. When we move both sides of the body, the two hemispheres fire up, bringing balance and receptivity, enabling quicker learning. When our brain is totally balanced, we induce a meditative state of mind, where thoughts quieten, producing expanded awareness. Let's start this synchronized, rhythmic moving and breathing meditation so we can induce that state of total harmony of body and mind. So on the next breath in, let's reach the arms up and over. And on the breath out, we're going to circle the arms out to the side and down. Away you go. Breathing in, take the arms up and over. And on the breath out, moving the arms out to the side and down. I want you to time the rhythm of the movement of both left and right sides with each other, with the rhythm of the breath. You're going to finish the movement up and back on the end of the breath in. You're going to finish the movement down on the end of the breath out. I want all movements and breath to finish at exactly the same moment. You've got to synchronize them together. Breathing in, taking the arms up and over. Breathing out to the side and down. On the next breath in, we're going to take the arms out to the side and up. And as you breathe out, move the arms forward and down. So effectively, you're doing the same movement in reverse. Breathing in, out to the side and up. Breathing out, move the arms forward and down. You've got to be focused, so you're aware that the timing is either perfect or maybe it's off. See if you can balance the timing so that left and right are perfectly synchronized with each other. As you continue to move the arms out to the side and up, and on the breath out, forward and down, feel what's going on with the shoulders, the arms, the upper back, the neck and head. Do both sides feel the same, or are there differentials? Don't judge this, just feel it. On the next breath in, we're going to pause with the arms out to the side at shoulder level. I want you to bend the arms at the elbows, keeping the elbows in line with the shoulders, taking the forearms and palms back towards the floor. Don't strain the shoulders. We call this cactus arms. On the next breath out, push the forearms and hands forward and down. Keep those elbows up at shoulder level. And as you breathe in, take those forearms back, up and over. On the next breath out, we're going to keep the forearms as close to the mat as close to the floor as possible as we bring the fingers together above the head. Diamond. As you breathe in, come back into cactus arms, and on the next breath out, can you move the elbows, forearms, palms together at your center line? If your neck is willing, curl the head to look up, to look down your center line. On the next breath in, I want you to take the arms out to the side, cactus arms. Breathing out, push the arms forward and down. Breathing in, take the arms up and over. On the breath out, diamond. Bring the fingers together above the head. Keep the arms back towards the floor. Breathing in, open the arms back to cactus arms. Breathing out, bring the elbows, forearms, palms together at center, curling the head up if you can to look down your center line. Last time. Breathing in, open the arms wide. Breathing out, move the forearms forward and down. Breathing in, take the arms up and back. Breathing out, bring the fingers together, keeping the right angle position of the arms. Breathing in, come back to shoulder level with the elbows. Breathing out, elbows, forearms, palms together. Can you curl the head to look down your center line? On the next breath in, lengthen the head down and reach the fingers up towards the ceiling, straightening the arms, locking out the elbows. Are both hands together? Interlock the fingers and push the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Pull the shoulder blades down towards the floor and just edge them down towards the back of the waist. Now keeping the elbows locked and the shoulders down as you breathe in, pull the arms all the way up and over, as far over as you can without bending one or other elbow. Breathing out, push the arms back to the vertical, knuckles to the ceiling. Away you go. Each breath in, take the arms up and over. Each breath out, push the knuckles back to the ceiling. I want you to stay with this. I want you to maybe open the eyes if you've got them closed to check that the fingers and hands are moving along your center line and that you're not pushing one arm further off center than the other. I want you to keep the elbows locked, so you might not go as far as you want, but this is a balancing exercise. It's balancing up the upper back, the shoulders, neck and head to bring symmetry. And know that just because all the action's in the upper body, don't for 1 minute think that it's not sending a reaction down to the rest of the skeletal structure. It is. Keep going. And on the next breath out, as you bring the knuckles to the ceiling, pause. Now we're going to reach the fingers back to the ceiling, bringing the palms together. And this time as you breathe in, you're going to open the right arm overhead as the left arm comes out to shoulder level to the side. And as you breathe out, both hands come back to center at precisely the same moment. On the next breath in, we're taking the right arm out to shoulder level as the left arm comes overhead towards the floor behind you. Each breath out, you're coming back to center. Away you go. Alternating the arms. I want you to, again, make sure that both arms finish the movement out from center at exactly the same moment and come back to center at exactly the same moment at the end of the breath in or the end of the breath out. We want perfect synchronicity. It requires 100% focus. Stay with this. Know that both arms are moving in a different direction, so this is challenging your brain once more. Keep going. Time it perfectly. Keep the movement smooth. Don't force the movement. We're working towards experiencing a state of effortless action. So don't force or strain, just keep it really easy. And on the next breath out, as you bring both arms together, pause. This time as you breathe in, you're going to take both arms out to the side. And at the same time, bring your knees together to your center line. And as you breathe out, you're going to move the arms together to your center line as you push the knees wide. Away you go. As you breathe in, I want you to take the arms wide, knees together. As you breathe out, you're bringing your arms together as you push the knees wide. Keep going. Again, we're now synchronizing upper body and lower body. So you're not just doing left and right. We've got to get the upper body timed perfectly with the lower body. Arms and legs perfectly synchronized. Left and right, so the brain's even more challenged. Can you get it all moving perfectly? And the only way you'll know whether it's perfect is if you're feeling and sensing and focused on what you're doing. Stay with the body. Stay with the rhythm of the breath. Stay with the rhythm of the movement. On the next breath out, as you bring the hands together and push the knees wide, let's pause. Let's interlock the fingers. Let's turn the palms out. Again, see if you can lock out the elbows. Don't strain the shoulders. Pull those shoulder blades down. We're bringing the wrists into the picture now. On the next breath in, we're going to push the arms as far up and over behind the head as our shoulders will allow. And as you breathe out, you're going to push the arms all the way down this time, bringing the thumbs towards the pelvis. Can you keep going? Breathing in, take those arms up and over. Breathing out, push the arms forward and down. Synchronize the movement up with the breath in, the movement down with the breath out. Big breaths now. Can you breathe in and out through the nose unless you're congested? I want you to stay with this chest pump. We're pumping the air deep into the lungs. So I want you to feel the expansion of the lungs as you breathe in. Feel the chest expanding every which way, down towards the pelvis, up towards the neck, out to the sides, down towards the bolster, up towards the ceiling. It's a three-dimensional chest expansion, drawing air deep into the lower lungs. Stay with this. On the next breath out, we're going to pause, and we're going to change the interlock and bring our less dominant forefinger to the top of the pile before turning the palms out again. It might feel a bit strange. On the breath in, away you go. Pull the arms up and over. And on the breath out, push the arms forward and down. Breathing in, pulling the arms up and over. Breathing out, pushing the arms, the out-turned palms all the way forward and down, bringing the thumbs to the pubis. And again, let's deepen the breath in and out so we can feel the full expansion of the chest. Can you keep your fingers moving along your center line the whole way up, the whole way down? Keep the flow going, timing the movement perfectly. 100% focus. If your focus wanders, call it back. I want you to practice this as if it's the first time you've ever done it. Feeling and sensing what's happening in the body as you breathe and you move. Be with yourself. Be with the breath. Feel the movement. On the next breath out, I want you to lower the arms down, releasing the hands. And as you breathe in, I want you to slowly pull the knees together towards your center line, squeezing them gently into center. Now push the heels out along the mat into the room. Push into the heels and pull those toes towards you, fanning the toes, spreading the feet, bringing the energy right into the tips of the toes. I want you to keep that action going, pushing the front of the thighs down towards the mat as your tail tucking so that the lower back is long. I want you to breathe in, reach the arms above the head, keeping the shoulders down, taking the thumbs as close towards the floor as you can, palms to face. Reach out from center, keeping the whole body active now. Don't force. Just breathe and reach and stretch out from center, reaching into the fingers with the same force as you're pushing down into the feet. And on the next breath out, I want you to lower the arms down, pushing the toes forward, scrunching the toes, contracting the foot. And as you breathe in, reach the arms over, pulling the toes towards you, extending, fanning the toes really wide. Away you go. Breathing out, hands forward and down as you push the toes forward and scrunch them. Breathing in, bring the hands and arms over and back, pulling the toes towards you and fan them. And as you breathe out and move the arms down and extend the feet forward, can you pull up your pelvic floors? And as you breathe in and pull the toes towards you and extend them, can you relax the pelvic floors? Stay with this, timing all four limbs with each other. You've got a lot going on here. Lots of contractions and extensions, all happening simultaneously, challenging the brain. Now keep that going. Now we're going to introduce a cross-patterning action. On the next breath in, just bring the right arm over as you pull the left toes towards you. And as you breathe out and lower the right arm down and push the left toes forward, you're bringing the left arm over and pulling the right toes towards you. Away you go. Breathing out as one arm and the opposite leg move forward. Away you go. As you pull one arm forward, the opposite leg comes up with it. As you push that arm down, the foot pushes forward. Can you time all four limbs together, even though they're moving in the opposite direction? Have a go at contracting the foot that's pushing forward as you extend the foot and toes that are pulling towards you. So you're bringing in more movements. Keep going. Can you continue to pull up the pelvic floors on the breath out as you relax the pelvic floors on the breath in? There's a lot going on now. Can you time all these movements simultaneously with the breath? Now we're going to bring the last movement in. If you've got the cross patterning going and it's all moving rhythmically, you're going to start to turn the head away from the upcoming arm. Finish the movement of the head at precisely the same moment as all the other limbs. Keep going. Stay with the movement. Stay with the flow. And on the next breath in, can you bring both arms over, push both legs away? Can you push into the heels and pull the toes towards you? Can you breathe and reach and stretch out from center again, tucking the tail, keeping those lower back ribs moving towards the floor? On the next breath out, bend the knees towards the chest, bring the hands down to hold the shins, curl the knees towards the chest and just gently rock from side to side, massaging the back of the pelvis, the back of the waist, the back of the shoulders, between the shoulders. Just keep the neck long, breathe and rock and feel. And then when you're ready, open the arms out to shoulder level, bring the soles of the feet to the floor, knees together. We're going to finish this gentle series with a rolling twist. As you breathe out, gently roll the knees to the right as you turn your head to the left. As you breathe in, swing those knees over to the left as you turn your head to the right. Away you go, breathing and rolling and twisting and feeling, just balancing up the spine at the end of that series. And on the next breath out, just gently roll over to one side before easing yourself up. Well done. Just roll over onto your hands and knees, and let's position ourselves now for a vibrancy flex, for that cat-cow curl. Can you bring the hands under the shoulders, the knees under the hips? And please do have extra padding for the knees if you need it. You might want to fold a blanket and bring it under the lower leg and foot. You might want to bring blocks under the hands if you're working with wrist issues, because having that little bit of extra height will take some pressure off your wrists. I know some of you will be working with bolsters and the elbows on the bolster to take complete pressure off the wrists. Adapt according to your needs today. I want you to make sure that the center points of the wrist are directly in line with the outer arm and shoulder. I want you to fan the fingers, reaching the fingers forward. Are the outer knees, outer ankles and little toes in line with the outer hips? Point those feet backwards, lengthening and grounding as much of the shin, the top of the foot and the front of the ankle into the mat. With those hands firmly grounded, fingers long, back of the knuckles moving towards the mat. I want you to breathe in. I want you to push the tail up, pubis back, navel and ribs down. Open the chest and reach the chin forward. And as you breathe out, tuck the tail. Lift the pubis, navel, ribs and chest and pull your chin in. Away you go. Breathing in, rippling and rolling into the arc. Breathing out, rippling and rolling into the hump. Pumping the spine. We're pumping the cerebrospinal fluid along the spinal column and around the brain through the meninges. Away you go. Keep going, timing the movement with the breath. You want to take about 6 seconds on the breath in, 6 seconds on the breath out. Don't be in any rush. How much can you arc the chest as you breathe in by opening the chest plate forward? How much can you hump the back of the waist as you breathe out by doming the abdomen up to the spine? And on the next deep breath in, pause with the tail lifted and the face looking forward. Ground the hands into the floor, turn the toes under, and we're going to push back into dog with the head down. Some of you might want to move to the wall for the next little bit, doing the half dog with the wall. I want you to keep the knees bent, push up from the hands and lift the outer hips and the sit bones up and back. I want you to open the abdomen towards the thighs, the ribs towards the knees, the armpits towards the top of the feet, flattening off the back of the spine, lengthening the back of the waist. And then when you're ready, let's start to pedal those legs, extending one leg as you reach the heel down, keep the other bent, and then swap over, bending one knee as you reach the opposite heel down to the mat. I want you to just move slowly and deliberately, and I want you to watch the positioning of your heels. You've got to steer those heels directly back. Don't let them pull in, which they may want to. It might just be one heel, but steer them back. Perfect alignment, remember. And on the next breath in, rock up onto the toes of both feet. How much height can you gain in your sit bones? You might need to bend the knees to flatten off the back. That's fine. Are those heels still pointing back? You're in the perfect position to see them. I want you to breathe and open the chest towards the legs. And on the next breath out, can you lengthen the heels down towards the mat, steering those heels directly back? Both legs parallel. And on the breath out, slowly, with control, start to bend the knees wide, out to the side, down to the mat. Don't collapse down. Bring both knees to the mat simultaneously. Come on to the tops of the feet. Can you bring your big toes together? And as you breathe out, push the pelvis as far back to the heels as your hips and knees and ankles can go. Again, I want you to make sure you're not overreaching or pushing or straining. Make sure you're not overstretching the groins. But see how much you can lengthen through the spine. Bringing the arms forward. Keep the arms active. We're not resting the arms. Keep those arms active. Can you lock out the elbows? You might have to take the arms wider to do that, to form a V shape round the head. Keep those shoulder blades moving down so that the neck is free and long. Now we're going to just flow with that series. On the next breath in, rock up onto the hands and knees. Turn the toes under. As you breathe out, push the buttocks back, moving into dog down. As you breathe in, I want you to rock up onto the toes. How much height can you get? And on the breath out, reach those heels back to the mat. Now slowly, breathing in with control, start to bend the knees wide, out to the side, down to the mat. And as you breathe out, I want you to push the pelvis back and open the whole of the front body through the thighs towards the floor in the cradle. Are you ready to go again? Rest if you need to. Breathing in, let's gently rock forward. Knees and feet hip width apart. Turn the toes under. And on the breath out, push back into your dog down, opening the chest, lengthening the spine. Breathing in, rock up onto the toes. Breathing out, reach those heels back and down as you lift the sit bones up. Breathing in, with control, start to bend the knees wide, out to the side, down to the mat. And on the next breath out, I want you to push the pelvis back towards the heels and open the chest through the arms and the thighs towards the floor. Let's pause here. From here, we're going to open the elbows wide, out to the side, up to the top corners of your mat. As you bring one palm on top of the other and rest your forehead onto the top of the back of the palms. I want you to keep the elbows gently reaching forward and out at the same time as you move your shoulder blades down towards the back of the ribs. I want you to feel this opening the armpits, opening through the triceps, the underarms. I want you to feel that you can broaden the chest and fan the shoulder blades out to the sides as you hug them into the back of the body. Feel the space that you're creating between the shoulder blades at the back of the body, between the clavicles at the front of the chest, opening that chest plate down towards the mat, lengthening the neck by moving the shoulders down. You might even be able, as you create space and breathe here, to walk the elbows a little bit further forward and out to the side. Don't force anything though. Wait for the space and move into it. From here, we're going to open the right arm out to about 45 degrees, straightening the arm from your center line. I want you to come onto your finger pads, locking out the elbow, but keeping that right shoulder blade moving down, keeping the right hip moving back to the heels. So there's a movement back into the pelvis. Now you're going to start to reach the arm over to the left, walking those fingers past your center line if they'll go. As you walk the fingers over to the left and up and reaching away from the hips, you're pushing the hips gently back. I want you to slide the forehead along the forearm towards the left elbow nook. Just breathe there. Don't force anything. Don't overreach. Just feel the wave of the breath opening through those right ribs, opening through the right side of the waist. Just breathe there. Maybe you'll feel the wave of the breath under the right shoulder blade. And then gently start to walk the right hand and arm back over to the right as you slide your forehead back to the left palm. You're going to bend the arm at the elbow and come back to center and just pause for a moment to center yourself, to relax the shoulders down, to reach the elbows wide, to feel any differences between the two sides of the body, the side that you've stretched and the side that's yet to go. And then when you're ready, open the left arm out to the left. Can you keep the left hip moving back towards the heels, the left shoulder moving down as you reach the arm and the hand out? Now come onto the finger pads, and once more we're going to slowly walk those left hands and fingers over to the right, crossing your center line if you can, keeping the left hip moving back, allowing the forehead to slide along your right forearm to the right elbow nook. I want you to pause and just breathe here, breathing through that left side of the waist, those left ribs. Don't overstretch so you can feel the wave of the breath moving under the shoulder blade and through the upper arm, through the elbow, into the fingers. Keep the energy moving out through that arm. Now start to bring that left hand all the way back over to the left, sliding the forehead back to the center. When you're ready, bend that left arm at the elbow and bring one hand on top of the other. And just pause to again walk the elbows wide out to the side as you walk them up towards the top of the mat, keeping the shoulder blades moving down. Breathing and feeling that you've got so much space in the chest. And from here, we're going to move the hands back to the side of the knees and just lengthen the spine and bring the body up. You're going to walk the knees in and bring the knees and the feet hip width apart, turning the toes under. Can we transition smoothly, gracefully into that forward hanging position now? So when you're ready, I want you to push up into that standing position, hanging over the top of the legs. I want you to check your feet and leg alignment, toes tracking forward, heels pointing back, feet fully grounded, toes long, weight back into the heels, but keep weight in the balls of the feet. I want you to keep the knees bent so we can lengthen through the lower back. We don't want it humping up to the ceiling, we want it flattening back towards the thighs. Keep the sit bones lifting so that the legs are active. Look at the ankle bones. Both ankle bones, the inner and outer ankle bones, should be moving back evenly. Both ankle bones, inner and outer ankle bones, should be reaching up evenly. You don't want to be rolling the ankle in towards center or out. Keep the ankles vertical, thighs parallel. If those knees want to push out, bring them back. You'll have to work doubly hard. Now, while the legs are working, I want you to relax the upper body so that you can fully hang free and loose in the upper body. Let's surrender the weight of the head and the arms and the whole of the upper body to the earth, so that with each breath out, as you let go, you'll feel the spine lengthen and decompress, and you're using the weight of your head to do that decompression. And that will only happen if you can fully let go. On the next breath out, keeping the arms and the head as heavy as possible for as long as possible, rolling yourself up, roll the shoulders down, lift the head up. Before we continue with the standing series, just grab your blocks and perhaps bring them to the right side of the mat. And remember, if you haven't got blocks, improvise. There'll be something you can use to give you extra height. I want you to then come back to the center of your mat and stand firm. Make sure that your big toes, both big toes, are equidistant from the front edge of your mat. I want you to turn the toes in slightly so that the feet are tracking forward and the heels are pointing back. From here, I want you to just rock onto the heel of one foot before walking the ball of the foot away and lengthening the toes down, and do the same with the other foot. Walk the ball of the feet away from of the heels and lengthen the toes down. Really anchor earth at those feet into the ground. And from there, reach up into the crown. And I want you to feel for that perfect postural alignment. Ears floating on top of the shoulders floating on top of the hips directly over the ankles. And you've got to bring the pelvic bowl level now to lengthen the back of the waist. You'll feel the sides of the waist narrow, the front of the abdomen hollow. I want you to open the chest without leaning back. Open the chest, move the shoulder blades down the ribs and hug the shoulders into the back of the body. Feel that nice, relaxed, upright Tadasana position. Now from that grounding in the feet, keep the shoulders relaxed down so that the neck is free and long. Breathe in. Let's reach the arms all the way up. And on the breath out, you're going to twist to the right, turning the head to look down the upturned right palm. Breathing in, pull back to center. Breathing out, let's turn to the left. Breathing in, pull back to center. Breathing out, we're leaning to the right, anchoring into the left foot. Breathing in, pull back to center. Breathing out, lean to the left, anchor into the right foot. Breathing in, pull back to center. Keep the legs really strong, the spine really long. As you breathe out, hinge over the top of the legs and come towards the horizontal. Don't go lower. You can be higher, but keep the spine long. Reach into the crown of the head as you push the tail back. Reach out into the fingers. Push down into the feet, reach up into the sit bones. As you breathe in, pull all the way up. Bring the hands together if they'll go above the head, and if your neck is willing, arc it back to look at the thumbs. Breathe out, pull the thumbs down to your chest. Lift your chest towards the thumbs, and we'll pause here to just feel our postural alignment. Pelvic bowl level, chest lifting, spine long. Breathing in, open your palms, your arms and your chest. And again, we're going to pause to reach out from center, to move the shoulders down, to lift the chest without leaning back. Keep the fingers reaching out from center. Keep the feet grounding into the earth. I want you to switch on the lower body by pushing the feet into the earth, the legs switch on. By bringing the pelvic bowl level, the abdomen, your core switches on. By lifting your chest and moving your shoulders down, your ribs and your thoracic cage switch on, so that the arms should be supported from the strength of the lower body, so that you can relax the arms and the shoulders, the neck and the jaw and the upper back as much as possible. You can rest the arms at any time if you feel too much tension creeping in. On the next breath out, we're going to bring the hands into the back of the pelvis. And the aim is to bring those little fingers as close to your center line as possible. Can you bring your elbows in towards center? Can you squeeze your shoulder blades in towards the spine? I want you to anchor into the feet, breathe in, bend the knees, tuck the tail, feel it with your hands. Lift the chest plate, arc back, look back, stay back, breathe back. And on the breath out, smoothly, slowly, hang forward over the top of the legs. Readjust your feet. Maybe they flipped out when you bent backwards or leaned sideways. Just letting the body hang. And on the next breath out, roll the spine up, vertebra by vertebra. Rolling the shoulders down, lifting the head up. We're going to do that once more, taking our spine through its full range of movements as we breathe. Breathing in, push into the feet, reach into the arms. This time as you breathe out, twist to the left. Breathing in, pull back to center. Breathing out, twist to the right. Breathing in, pull back to center. Breathing out, we're leaning left. Breathing in, pull back to center. Breathing out, over to the right. Breathing in, pull back to center. Breathing out, dive forward towards the horizontal. Strong legs, long spine. Breathing in, pull all the way up. If you can look back, don't strain the neck. Breathing out, pull the thumbs down to the chest. Lift the chest to the thumbs. Breathing in, open your palms, your arms, your chest. And on the next breath out, bring the hands into the lower back. Tuck the tail, breathing in, bend the knees. Can you arc back? Can you look back? And on the breath out, swing the whole trunk forward, allowing the body and head to just hang over the top of the legs. Take a deep breath in here, and as you breathe out, we're rolling up. Roll the shoulders down, lift the head up, stride the feet wide. Again, you don't want to be too close. We want to feel a stretch, but we are going to move, so don't have the stretch too unbearable. I want you to be able to keep the toes tracking forward. This is really important. We want the legs and the pelvis to stay in the neutral line. It's exactly the same pose that we just did, standing up with our feet hip width apart, but this time the legs are wider, but we want the pelvic bowl to be level, the waist to be long. We want the chest to be open. I want you to feel that the head is floating on top of the shoulders. Breathe in, reach out from center, anchoring into your feet, lifting those inner ankles. I want you to lengthen the toes, relax the shoulders down, and use the strength of the switched on lower body to support the arms. Neck should be relaxed, jaw relaxed. Breathe in, reach up, keep your pelvic bowl level as you reach up. Now, Breathe out, tip forward. Breathing in, pulling slowly up. Breathing out, we're leaning to the left and we're stretching through the right side. And we're breathing here. And I want you to, again, not overstretch and overreach. I want you to be able to feel the wave of the breath opening up through the side of the waist, through these ribs. If you keep the arm straight without jamming the shoulder, keep the arm straight, you'll feel the wave of the breath under the shoulder blade and through the forearm into the fingers. Breathing in, pull up. Breathing out, let's come to the right. Again, pause here. Keep those inner ankles lifting as you breathe. Anchor into the little toe side of the feet. Just breathe here through that left side now. Reaching into the left fingers without jamming, without overreaching. Feel the wave of the breath. Breathing in, pull back to center. Breathing out, pause here. Are your feet still aligned or have they flipped out? Realign. Always be watching your form. Realigning. I want you to push the tail back, reach the crown forward, reach the fingers beyond the fingers, out into space. I want you to ground into the feet and lift into the sit bones. Keep the fingers in line with the shoulders. Breathing in, pull all the way up. And on the next breath out, lower the arms down. Turn that left foot in slightly and your right foot and leg out 90 degrees. Bringing the heel of the right foot in line with the heel of the left foot. It can be further back still, back behind you with this right leg and foot. If you've got hip stiffness or issues, I want you to tuck the tail again. Lift the pubis to lengthen the lower back. Turn your body at the waist. Your hips and legs are looking right, but you're turning the upper body to look forward. Reaching the arms out to shoulder level, relaxing the shoulders down, bringing a line of force through the upper body, through the chest and the arms. I want you to anchor into the feet. Take a deep breath in. Now imagine you're sandwiched between two panes of glass. You've only got sideways to go. As you breathe out, reach over your right leg. Don't overreach. You don't have to come too far down. And bring yourself over. If it's too strong on your shoulder, this left shoulder, keep the left arm down. I want you to keep the neck and head in line with the spine. You can turn the head to look down. If it's comfortable, look forward. You can even turn the head to look up, but you shouldn't have any neck strain. Shoulders down, don't let the shoulders ride up. As you breathe in, anchor into that left foot and pull up. And on the next breath out, you might choose to creep the feet wider. I want you to form your right angle, steering this right knee over towards the ankle. Move the shoulders down, twisting at the waist so that the chest is forward. Moving the shoulders down. Again, really switch on your lower body to support the arms. So you can relax the upper body and allow it to be as fluid as possible. Jaw relaxed, being easy. Just breathe here, making sure that that knee isn't extending, this right knee isn't extending beyond the ankle. Take a deep breath in here, and as you breathe out, can you reach that arm long? Bring the elbow onto the leg and bring the top arm up. Again, this might be too strong for this left shoulder. You might have to bring the hand onto the hip, but keep the left shoulder on top of the right. Turn, if your shoulder's willing, turn that left palm to look right. Rotate your trunk towards the ceiling, shoulders down, neck and head in line with the spine. We're going to turn the face and head, if the neck's comfortable, to look on the inside of that left arm. And if you're still comfortable and the stretch left, we're going to move the arm to find that diagonal line of force through the whole of the left side of the trunk. On the next breath in, we're going to rotate onto the toes of the left foot, And we're going to bring our hands either down to the floor or the blocks or a substitute and come into the lunge pose. You want your right shin vertical. I want you to steer the outer right hip and buttock back. Don't let them push right, steer them back. And again, I want you to have enough height under the hands to be able to flatten off the chest. No humping chests. That little bit of height might just give you the ability to let the pelvis sink deeper and the chest to open more. We want the front of the chest to be broad and expansive, front body long. Now from here, we're going to walk the blocks, if you're using them, the hands and the feet, all the way round to center, turning the feet to face forward. Again, use the blocks if you need them, but flatten off the spine. Look at your feet, reach, point the heels back. And on the next breath, actually before we take a breath, just bring your blocks over to the left so they're ready and in place for the left side. Breathing in, just create the feet a bit wider because we've come into the expanded leg from a lunge, so you will be quite wide. Breathing in, open the arms out to the side and up. And on the breath out, lower the arms down. We're going to turn the feet to the left now. Left foot out 90 degrees, right foot in slightly. Can you bring the heel of the left foot in line with the right heel or further back? Tuck the tail, lift the pubis. Now turn at the navel. Reach the arms wide, shoulders down. Are you ready for your triangle pose on the left side? I want you to take a deep breath in here. Is the waist long? Is the chest open? Are the shoulders relaxed down? Keep that neck and head in line with the spine. And as you breathe out, just moving to the left. You can stay. You don't have to go too low. I'd rather you be in a nice aligned position, much higher up, than with your butt pushing back and the chest dropping forward and the hand lower. Be aligned. I want you to open that top shoulder up and back, moving both shoulders down the ribs, rotating the chest, reaching into the crown as you push into the tail. So the arms are reaching out from center, the crown and the tail is reaching out from center, the legs are earthing and grounding. And on the next breath in, push into the right foot and pull up. You might want to creep the feet wider again. Breathing out, steer your left knee in the direction of your 3 middle toes. Stop when the knee is over the ankle, never beyond. Go wider if you want to go lower. I want you to let the pelvis sink, but tuck the tail under. That knee needs to move back, that tail needs to move under, and the body wants to twist it away. Feel the twist in the pose. Can you bring that straight line of force through the arms and the chest that's parallel with the long front edge of your mat? Now from here, reach out. Bring the left elbow down, right arm up. Can you turn? Keep the head either looking down or forward, but if the neck's comfortable, turn the head to look up. Keep the chin moving down to the armpit and look on the inside of that right arm. If the arm's willing, turn the palm to look left and reach out in a diagonal line of force. Ground into the outer edge of that right foot as you reach out into the right fingers. Breathe, reach, stretch. And we're going to move on the breath out onto the toes of the right foot, coming into the lunge with the left knee directly over the ankle, not beyond it. Again, use your blocks. You can ground on the floor, but don't let the spine round. It's really imperative that we can sink and lengthen through the spine and open the chest. Steer the outer left hip and buttock back. Just breathing here. See if you can activate that back leg and make it as strong and as active as possible. When you're ready, we're going to, if you're using your blocks, bring them with you. We're going to steer the feet and the hands and the body round to face forward. Now I want you to push into the feet, lift into the sit bones. If you are using the blocks, stay here, lengthen through the spine. Now, without letting the hips Push forward. You're going to keep the hips over the heels. You're going to keep the thighs pushing back and the sit bones lifting. See if you can walk your hands, bring your blocks with you, forward. So you're reaching forward, but you're pushing back into the outer hips and the pelvis as you reach forward. So you're not leaning the legs. I want you to feel that stretch through both sides of the trunk, through the chest and the arms. And then when you're ready, walk the hands back. Lengthen through the spine. I want you to heel, toe the feet back to hip width apart, stopping when your heels are under your hips. Turn the toes out 45 degrees. Now this is where some of you might need to bring your blocks behind your heels to make a little chair for the squat. Some of you might need to roll the mat up so you can bring it under your heels so you can ground the heels. Some of you might need to bring a chair. Chair squat is perfectly wonderful. As you breathe out, let's bend the knees out in line with the 3 middle toes, and if you can, come into the Malasana pose. Remember, some of you with knee issues might have to come down onto your hands and knees before sitting on the chair or the stool or the blocks or whatever else you're using. Once you're there, no matter where you are, I want you to see how much you can let the pelvis sink and the chest open and the shoulders come down. Use the arms on the inner legs to encourage those knees wide. Keep the heels grounding. Breathe here. And then from here, let's just move down onto our hands, so not our hands and knees, onto our buttocks and lengthen up, sitting in simple cross legs. And again, some of you will need to sit on a block or a blanket or two, or even a bolster if you've got one. I want you to have the ability to extend up, sitting on our sit bones, and from the grounding in the sit bones and the perineum, reach up, feeling that the ears are over the shoulders or over the hips. Reach the arms wide, keeping that chest lifted, neck long. Breathe in, reach the arms all the way up, and on the breath out, push the arms all the way down. Keep energy into the fingertips. Breathing in, all the way up. Breathing out, all the way down. And when you're ready, we're going to move back into a lying position for a bridge pose. So just let yourself settle back onto your mat. Okay, just gently rock from side to side and just pause to feel what's going on at this stage of the session. Again, just feeling the back of the body. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring the feet down to ground for a bridge pose series. So you want the feet hip width apart with the knees bent up, and you want to have the arms at the side of the body, shoulders relaxed down so that the neck is long. I want you to bring the toes to track forward and the heels back. Don't have the feet too far away from the buttocks or too close. You want the shin to be about vertical. You'll have to feel for that because you can't see it. We're going to be moving into another breathing, rhythmic breathing and moving meditation. So again, it's about timing the rhythm of the upper body and the lower body with each other, left and right sides with each other, all synchronized with the breath. Finishing the movement of both upper body and lower body at the end of the breath in. At the same time, finishing both movements at the end of the breath out. Synchronize them perfectly. You'll have a lot to, again, focus on. On the next breath in, ground into the feet. And as you reach the arms all the way overhead towards the floor behind you, raise the pelvis, waist, ribs and chest up. Let's just pause here. If you feel it's too strong to take the arms overhead for your shoulders, just perhaps open them out at shoulder level. That's fine. Maybe you're just working with one arm out above the head and taking the other arm out to the side. That's also fine. No strain. Straining is not fine. On the next breath out, as we lower the arms down, we're going to start to lower the back of the ribs, the back of the waist and the pelvis down, so that the arms and the pelvis ground at the same moment. Breathing in, let's do that again. Take the arms over, push into the feet, raise the pelvis, waist, ribs and chest up. On the next breath out, as you lower the arms down, lower the ribs, the waist and the pelvis. Breathing in, bend the knees to the chest. Can you raise those legs to the vertical, or as vertically as you can? I want you to pause here to hug the legs as close to center. Keep the neck long. You might even have to work with the towel under your neck and head. On the breath out, I want you to push the hands forward and lift the head to look at the thighs if your neck's willing. I want you to breathe in here, reaching into the heels, the fingers, and pushing the thighs away. And on the breath out, just bend the knees to the chest as you lengthen the neck and head along the floor. And then we'll bring the feet to the floor and the arms to the side of the body. And we'll go again, and we'll add an extra little ditty this time. Breathing in, bring the arms over, raise the pelvis, waist, ribs and chest up. On the breath out, we're moving just the arms down, keeping the pelvis lifted. Breathing in, this time as we raise the arms over, try rocking onto the toes and the balls of the feet, creating more height on the pelvis and the front of the body. Don't jam the spine though. And as you breathe out, you're going to lower the arms down as you reach the heels down, but point them back. Don't let them pull in. Keep the heels grounded this time. And as you breathe in, just raise the arms over. And on the next breath out, as you lower the arms down, we're going to lower the ribs, the waist and the pelvis. Breathing in, bend the knees to the chest. Can you raise the legs up towards the vertical? Breathing out, push the hands forward. Can you lift the head to look at the thighs? Breathe in here, reach into the heels, pull the toes towards you, push the fingers away. Breathing out, bend the knees to the chest as you lengthen the head down. Hold the shins for a moment before grounding the feet on the floor and bringing the arms to the side of the body for the last round. Breathing in, raise the arms over. Lift the pelvis, waist, ribs and chest up. On the breath out, just bringing the arms down to the side of the trunk. Once more, as you breathe in, can you rock up onto the toes as you raise the arms over? Feel that you've created more height. Can you maintain some of that height as you breathe out? Lower the arms down, reach the heels down, pointing them back. If you're still comfortable, can we pause here to interlock the fingers behind the back? Can you push the knuckles towards the heels, grounding the back of the arm, the back of the wrist, and the little fingers in towards the mat as best you can? Don't strain the shoulders. Maybe you just need to work with the hands flat against the floor. Breathe here, breathing the front body open. Breathing the chest towards the face with each breath in as you lengthen the knees and the thighs down towards the bottom of the mat. On the next breath in, can you release the hands and reach the arms over again? And on the breath out, once more, we're going to lower the arms down as you lower the ribs, the waist and the pelvis. Breathe in, bend those knees to the chest, raise the legs to the vertical. And on the breath out, Push the hands forward, lift the head to look at the thighs. If you can, breathe here, pushing into the fingers and the heels, pulling those toes towards you, but checking that you're not pulling the big toe side of the foot closer than the little toe side. Can you reach up the inner leg, into the inner ankle, the inner heel, the inner ball? Keep breathing, and with each breath out, squeezing the chest closer towards the legs. On the next breath out, bend those knees towards the chest, lengthen the head down, and just hold the shins as you rock from side to side. Lengthen through the back of the neck now. And again, you might choose to bring a folded blanket under the neck and head for the next series. On the next breath in, we're raising the right leg up to the vertical, or as vertically as you can raise it. We're keeping the back of the pelvis down, and we're hugging the left leg into the trunk. Just rotate the foot at the ankle. 3 rotations one way, 3 rotations the other. Then pause with a reach into the heel, bringing the foot back to center. Activate the leg, pushing the thigh away from you, locking out the knee as best you can. And as you breathe out, reach the leg all the way down to the mat. I want you to ground the heel on the mat, but keep the leg active. Don't let the leg have a nap. We want to push the front of the thigh into that right thigh, into the mat as you reach into the heel and pull the toes towards you, drawing that left thigh into the trunk. From here, I want you to curl the head up towards your center line. I want you to check that your right leg's perfectly aligned and that the toes are pulling towards you and that the big toe side of the right foot isn't pulling closer. Reach down that inner leg if it is. On the breath in, lengthen the head down and bend that right leg at the knee and slide the foot up and ground the foot on the floor so your knees looking at the ceiling. From here, we're going to straighten the left leg up to the vertical. You're going to take hold of the back of the thigh. You might find that you actually need to bring a belt around the foot, a strap of some description, improvise, so that you can keep the back of the neck long. I want you to shunt the outer left hip and buttock down towards the bottom of the mat so you lengthen through the left side of the trunk. We don't want to shorten it. And then you're going to see how well you can straighten that left leg, reaching into the heel, pulling the toes towards you, keeping the neck long, keeping the back of the pelvis grounded. Maybe, just maybe, you might be able to slide the hands up the back of that left leg towards the shin and the foot. Now, if you feel there's still stretch left, try reaching the right heel out along the mat, pushing the right thigh into the mat, the left thigh into your hands, pulling the toes of both feet towards you. Can you start a heel-toe lymphatic pumping action with both feet now? As you breathe out, point the toes forward, scrunch the toes. As you breathe in, pull the toes towards you, fan them. Away you go, heel toeing, taking your time so that you can really feel the contraction on one side of the leg as you feel the stretch on the other, and then reverse that as you move the feet first one way and then the other. And then pause with a reach into the heel. And on the next breath out, if your neck's willing, curl the head up and look down your center line. Never strain that neck though. And on the next breath in, lengthen the head down. I want you to bend that left leg at the knee now, hug it into the trunk, reach into the right heel, and on the breath in, strongly, slowly, raise that right leg up, all the way up to the vertical. Bend both knees into the chest, hold the shins, hug those thighs in towards you as you lengthen the neck along the floor. And once more, gently rock and feel and sense. And then we're going to do the same series on the other side. This time you're going to keep hold of that right leg as you raise the left leg to the vertical. And you're going to start to rotate the foot at the ankle. Keep that left hip shunting down towards the bottom of the mat, so you keep the left side of the trunk long. Once you've done your ankle rotations both ways, I want you to reach into that left heel. Now, as you breathe out, really keep the leg active and strong. Start to reach it out and down to the mat, keeping it in line with the left hip. Ground that left heel on the mat. Keep the leg and the foot active. Keep those toes pulling towards you. Keep a reach into the inner foot, the inner heel, the inner ball. On the breath out, squeeze that right thigh into the trunk, push the left thigh into the floor and curl the head to look down your center line. Just check your alignment, perfect form always. Breathing in, lengthen the head down towards the mat. Now on the next breath in, we're going to bend that left leg at the knee, sliding the foot up to ground it on the floor. And we're going to straighten the right leg up towards the vertical, keeping the back of the pelvis grounding on the floor. I want you to shunt the right hip and buttock down towards the mat. Keep the right side long as you push the right thigh away, as you reach into the heel as best you can. Use a belt if your neck and shoulders want to lift off the mat, if you're super tight in the hamstrings. From here, if there's any stretch left, see if you can slide the hands up the back of the leg towards the calf, maybe the ankle, maybe even the foot. If there's still stretch left, try sliding that left heel out along the mat to straighten the left leg, to push the left thigh into the mat. Keep pushing the right thigh into the hands, pulling the toes towards you, legs fully active, neck long, shoulders moving down to the mat. And then when you're ready, start that heel toe lymphatic pumping action on both feet, pushing the toes away and scrunching the toes before pulling the toes towards you and fanning them. Breathing and feeling the contractions and the stretches. Go slowly, deliberately. And then pause on the next breath in, reaching into both heels, pulling the toes towards you. And as you breathe out, curl the head to look down your center line. Are you perfectly aligned? Are both legs still very active? On the breath in, lengthen the head down. I want you to bend that right knee in towards the chest, reach into the left heel, draw the right thigh to the trunk, lengthen the neck. And on the next breath in, slowly, strongly reach that left leg all the way back to the vertical. Bend both legs at the knees, hold the shins and gently rock from side to side. When you're ready, let's just ground both feet on the mat. And we're going to do a gentle breathing, rolling twist. Open the arms out to shoulder level, move those shoulders down. And as you breathe out, keep the feet grounded, roll the knees to the right as you turn your head to the left. And as you breathe in, swing the knees to the left as you turn your head to the right. Keep the movement fluid and rhythmical and timed with the breath. It's just the gentlest twist. It's not the ultimate twist. We're just feeling and sensing the spine, ironing out any gremlins that might have built up along the spine as a result of your practice. And then when you're ready, just bring the knees back to center. Reach both heels out along the mat. Reach on the next breath in, reach the arms over. Keep the tail tucking and the lower ribs grounding. Breathe and reach and stretch fully out from center. Are you reaching through the right side and the left side equally? Are you pushing into the hands with the same force as you're reaching down into the heels? On the next breath out, just gently lower the arms down to the side. You can choose to gently move into a comfortable position where you might want to relax for 5 or 10 minutes here to allow the body and mind to assimilate the practice. Or you might choose to bend the knees up and roll over onto your side before coming up. Namaste, dear ones. Sending so much love. And remember, 2 stretches every waking hour until the next viral video.